The good news is that we can actually have a huge impact on the fat-burning process of our body through the choice of our drinks. However, one thing is for certain. The drinks that will be mentioned in this video all have an effect on the metabolism. What if all you have to do is to drink to make your fat go away? Maybe not all of it, you can't get rid of all the fat, and also definitely not with some expensive miracle shake from the internet. But you might not know that there are everyday drinks, things that people drink every single day that are just that, fat killers. A good example is orange juice. In fact, many people are very disciplined about their diet and exercise regularly. So far, so good. These are the two key pillars to stay healthy and lose fat: nutrition, sport, but many people often forget, let's call it, a few little things. For example, what you drink is also part of your diet. If you're not paying attention, if you're ignorant about it, you can quickly end up with a few hundred extra calories consumed per day. A typical example for this would be something like the orange juice and through juices in general. This also works the other way around, of course. There are drinks that we can consume to boost and support fat burning. All I'm saying is you just need the right know-how to do this correctly. So stay tuned. Hello, my name is Dr. Tobias Wegel. With my YouTube channel, I want to provide medical, understandable, and correct information. On the one hand, about health, medicine, symptoms of illnesses, but also nutrition and sport, because they are all very closely linked. And if you don't want to miss anything, then subscribe to my channel now. The good news is that we can actually have a huge impact on the fat-burning process of our body through the choice of our drinks. One of the drinks has even been shown in studies to increase fat burning by almost 25%. One of these drinks, which I will mention now, and is therefore naturally a recommendation of me to you. In this video, I present a colorful mixture of well-known and perhaps less well-known drinks. I also explain what the studies say about them. How much can they help us to burn fat and boost health? I will also bust a few myths that exist about certain drinks. Of course, what you actually end up trying depends entirely on your taste preferences and how much time you are willing to spend on the preparation of the drinks. Some can be obtained quite simply from the tap, so to speak, while others require a little preparation. Some drinks are a little complicated to make, but they also have a lot of positive side effects for the body. They are boosting our health very well. But we'll come to that in a moment. I'll explain now. Top 7 fat killer drinks. What characterizes a drink as a fat killer drink, let's call it that, is totally different from drink to drink. We are often unable to measure exactly how big the difference is ourselves, and are, of course, dependent on studies and what their results are. We can't just say, for example, we're going to drink this glass of water, cold water, and then I know that I'm losing so and so many calories right now, and I can see exactly that in my body. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. What is certain, however, is that the drinks mentioned here all are proven to have a positive effect on your metabolism and your body. This is shown by studies and by science. Let's begin this section now with a drink that is absolutely essential for our metabolism and we can't live without. And the particularly good thing about it is that it is virtually available almost everywhere for free. And it is actually, let's call it that, the surefire option for anyone wondering what they should drink during a diet. Drink number 1, water. And I can even back up my recommendation for water, cold water. Numerous studies about the benefits have been conducted. In this study, which analyzes a cross-section of many different studies, it is shown that water not only boosts fat oxidation, in other words, the breakdown of fat, but it also increases energy consumption and reduces the absorption of new energy, which is also very important. So it has basically 3 effects. It's easy to get everywhere, of course, we get it from the tap. Water also has many very important effects. Drinking water instead of high-calorie and sugary drinks, this is definitely the best way to lose weight. The average person still consumes hundreds of kilocalories per day through drinks alone, and this is a problem. Just start to pay attention to how much sweet stuff you drink during the day. The light versions of these drinks, which are also often advertised as alternatives for people who exercise regularly, are no help at all. They increase hunger and thus, of course, also increase our calorie intake in the long term. In itself, light versions are good every now and then, also what's written on the back, but it ultimately increases hunger. The feeling of hunger gives no feeling of satiety, and therefore light drinks are rather bad. Water, on the other hand, directly helps to reduce the amount of calories we consume. Our feeling of hunger is actually often triggered by a lack of fluid in the body. Very important to know. However, our body then tends to react to a lack of fluid with hunger. It does this because, in addition to the liquid it contains, food usually also has the very positive side effect of containing calories, and our body wants us to consume calories. This happens subconsciously because our brain knows that this is an optimal combination. Of course, we get energy, calories, and fluids. That's what our body wants. And that's why when we're actually thirsty, we very often eat too because we feel hungry. Therefore, as the very first measure to lose weight, if you want to have less weight, a better body fat percentage, the amount of water you drink daily should be increased. It's a very simple tip, but very important. 3 to 4 liters of water a day is a good guideline. This, of course, depends on your size and your gender, but you should really try to slowly increase your daily amount of water until you eventually reach the amount of 3 to 4 liters. Drink number 2, green tea. I already mentioned the second drink very briefly at the beginning, and this study actually showed that absolute fat burning increased by up to 24.9%. So basically 25% for the participants of the study. Of course, this also inevitably leads to a reduction in the percentage of body fat. So it helps you if you want to be able to see your six-pack, so to speak. Less body fat by up to 16% compared to participants in the other test group. So really breathtaking results. Green tea. It is important to note that the study involved decaffeinated green tea. To what extent the caffeine content is decisive could, in the end, not be answered in the study. The bottom line, however, is that green tea is highly recommended for anyone, not only for diets. And I myself have been drinking at least 1 cup a day since I was a child, usually during the evening. Green tea boosts the fat metabolism and also ensures that you will achieve the goal of a lower body fat percentage. Drink number 3, coffee. And the third drink is also on many people's daily agenda. For many of us, it's difficult to imagine a morning or a whole working day without any coffee. But if you reach for milk or even coffee cream and of course sugar, you can quickly increase your calorie balance by a few hundred kilocalories without realizing it. Of course, it depends on how often you drink coffee, i.e., how often you drink milk and how often you drink sugar. Unsweetened coffee, on the other hand, can actually result in an increase in fat burning. And this experiment had interesting results. It was shown that if you drink coffee before light exercise, it significantly increases fat oxidation. This leads the researchers from the study to the following conclusion. Coffee and light exercise, in other words, aerobic exercise, are a great combination for burning fat. It's good to drink some before. And that's also my tip if you're planning to go jogging, for example, keyword fasting training. Don't eat anything beforehand, but drink a little black coffee beforehand. That really boosts your metabolism before you go jogging. Drink number 4, ginger and citrus tea. And drink number 4 is actually more familiar when you have a cold, when your throat might be sore. Recently, there are also ginger shots available in the supermarket. An infusion of hot water, fresh ginger, and a dash of lemon combines many positive properties of each of the ingredients. Ginger itself contains gingerol. Gingerol is the reason for ginger's pungency, and gingerol makes the gastrointestinal tract work at full speed. This increases the activity of your metabolism. This also has the advantage that toxins are flushed out more quickly via the kidneys, which have the task of flushing out toxins. As you can see, ginger has many benefits for our bodies. It can be said, the spicier the ginger, the greater the influence on fat digestion, to put it simply. So feel free to compare different strengths and try out how spicy you can drink the ginger tea. In the end, it still has to taste good. But that's why if you buy these shots, they actually taste so bad. And instead of buying the expensive shots, you can actually just make them yourself. Drink number 5, chai or matcha tea. To complete the 3-pack of recommended teas, number 5 is chai and matcha tea. Both of them are actually very trendy right now, and you can see them all over social media. Of course, it's important to make a clear distinction here. And I've already touched on this topic a little in the green tea section. The drinks that are currently offered as chai tea in many cafes are often, that's the important difference, sweet calorie bombs and more lifestyle drinks than diet aids. So they don't really help you lose weight. A real but homemade chai tea contains black tea, milk, well, that's perhaps not quite as good, but it also contains cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, and a few other spices. When buying the blend, really pay attention to that and make sure you get the right tea. And the same goes for, and this is my absolute favorite, I always drink it in the morning, matcha tea. Recently, a real hype has developed on the internet around this superfood. Matcha tea is actually living up to its hype, so it actually shows really good results in recent studies. Matcha tea has an antioxidant and detoxifying effect and, of particular interest to us in this video, increases fat loss. But don't just start and stock up on ingredients en masse now. I recommend that you try the tea first. In addition to the special taste, you also need special utensils, and not everyone has them at home, but you can buy them at the beginning. When I do it myself, I put it all in a drink like this. I mix the matcha tea with a whisk and I drink the matcha tea cold, so I can make it very quickly in the morning. Drink number 6, golden milk. Golden milk is currently experiencing a similar hype. At first, it sounds like a new milkshake in a fast food store's range, but it is actually great for the body at second glance. As the name suggests, the color of this drink is golden yellow, and this is due to the large amount of turmeric used to make it. And turmeric is actually known from the curry spice mix, so currywurst actually contains turmeric, so to speak. And in combination with milk, mineral water, a pinch of pepper, for example, and some agave syrup, it forms a mixture that is supposed to stimulate the metabolism. That's what golden milk does. And anything that stimulates the metabolism also helps us to lose fat. Drink number 7, protein shakes. We have now ticked off 6 out of 7 drinks. And if you haven't found anything for you yet, perhaps the last alternative is worth a try and is something completely different from teas. As I said, matcha tea can be drunk cold, green tea is perhaps warm, golden milk can be drunk warm, but now it's about something else. In order to reduce our calorie intake in the long term, it sometimes already helps to develop alternatives that are healthier than our current behavior. Protein shakes can definitely help with this and be beneficial. The protein in the shakes also supports our muscles and protects them from breakdown and shrinking. During a diet, we are inevitably in a calorie deficit when we try to lose weight. You can only do this by running a calorie deficit, less in than out. And for our body, this actually means that muscles are preferentially broken down. That's what I always say, that you have to pay attention to this. And protein prevents this breaking down from happening. And thus it helps to achieve your desired body more quickly and naturally. And at the same time, proteins also keep you fuller for longer than carbohydrates and therefore help twice over against unnecessary calories in our bodies. So proteins are really good. And with this drink, we have something to suit almost all tastes. If you don't like the matcha tea or other things I've just said, from pure vegan pea protein, for example, to whey protein for pumpers, there are umpteen flavors on the market, vanilla, chocolate, whatever. For every preference, you can find everything. What else can I do? Once the good beverage supply is secured, we take care of the other aspects of a healthy and weight-related nutrition. What is also important, you should be counting calories. A healthy diet is also a varied diet. I have already said a lot about this in this video and others. And sport, especially for losing weight, basic sport, that goes without saying. I mention this again for the sake of completeness. Because drinking these fat-killing drinks mentioned in this video alone is not sensible, nor is it healthy. Also keep in mind that many people underestimate their portion sizes, this is an important note, or the calorie content of their food. That's why you should take a more planned approach from now on. This is my tip for you. So plan your diet well and then exercise regularly at the same time. Exercise also ensures that we burn extra calories and build muscle at the same time. Muscles do weigh more than fat, yes, that's true, but they also consume more calories and therefore keep us fit. And these 3 pillars should form a great foundation for any diet, for any attempt to lose weight, for any attempt to have a healthier figure. You should try them out and then decide for yourself what you like the most and what works best for you individually. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up and feel free to comment on the video. Thank you very much and stay loyal to me.